Good morning, and welcome to the Paul Green Comedy PaulCast, a podcast for a dreamer, by a dreamer, or for dreamers by a dreamer. It is February 17th, 2024. This is episode 80. I don't know, every time I hit the 10 digits, the 70s, the 80s, the 60s, the 50s, just feels like accomplishment. We are at episode 80. I've been doing this 80 straight days, and keeping you all apprised of my journey as a dreamer in the stand-up comedy world, the acting world, and all of that fun stuff. So, what has been going on? Last night, I had a very awesome opportunity to perform improv and some music with a very talented country music trio known as Chapel Hart, and they... I don't think they won, but I think they got the gold buzzer on America's Got Talent, and they are just an absolute delight. So they are in town doing a fundraiser at Gestures Improv, where I perform at regularly, which is how I got synced up with them last night. And we had the opportunity to do some improv games together, and then some music improv. So I actually played piano for them, which was an absolute delight. And they are absolutely fantastic. And as a matter of fact, I had to pull some strings and, do a little schmoozing, but I'm actually going to have them on the podcast tomorrow, assuming everything goes to plan. So I am hopeful that will all work out, and I will get an opportunity to chat with them tomorrow because they are absolutely delightful. So I had just a blast performing with them. And so if you're not familiar with them, they are country music singers, a trio. And one of their songs, they talk about writing yourself a letter, or I got to make sure I go the right direction. I think it was the you 10 years from now writing you a letter back into the past today. In essence, just telling you to keep going for your dreams. It was a very powerful song. I got a little emotional because they didn't talk about specifics. Maybe I'll be able to get into specifics if I'm able to, if the podcast interview goes through, about some of their struggles, but they just talked about those low times, the dark times, the struggles, wondering if it's ever going to happen. And then it finally did for them. They got that America's Got Talent opportunity, and that has launched their career into a new level. And yeah, it's always good to hear. It's always good to hear the people who stuck it out and finally got what they were looking for. So really looking forward to talking to them tomorrow and getting a little bit more insight. I have been very emotionally up and down these past couple of weeks. Even though I've had some really cool experiences, I've also had some real down experiences. And I'm finding that I need that encouragement and those inspirational people out there who I can relate to, who are dreamers and who have had their own struggles and have had to overcome and endure. And I'll tell you, it is no joke. So anybody out there, if you're really going for something, I hope you can hear that as well, that I am aware that there have probably been some very dark days and maybe some dark weeks, maybe some dark months, and maybe even some dark years of trying to pursue and, accomplish something great, accomplish something that just seems so unlikely or improbable or maybe even impossible. But having that belief and that self-belief, or when there's times when you don't have any belief in yourself and you're wondering, do I actually have what it takes? Am I actually good enough? Am I smart enough? Am I strong enough? Do people like me? And and you're never too sure. At least for me. I was texting with a comic today, and she's fairly new. She's hasn't even been in comedy for a year yet, and she's doing very well. She's gotten some big opportunities. She's already performed at Tempe Improv. I can't even perform at Tempe Improv right now. Nobody knows me over there. I mean, if I really hustled, I'm sure I could find some producer over there who's doing a show and maybe schmooze my way on. But, I'm not passed at the Improv. None of their bookers really know who I am. But anyway, she's talking to me as though I'm, there to give her advice, or, she's sort of looking up to me and asking me for my opinion on stuff. And I literally told her today, I just said, don't take advice from anybody. Or maybe not. I don't think I was that black and white, but like, take every bit of advice with a tremendous amount of caution and a big grain of salt, because I don't think anybody knows what they're doing. I sure as heck don't. And, she talked about how she gets so nervous on stage, and I'm like, I'm almost 10 years into stand-up comedy, and I'm nervous every time I step on a stage and during the performance, and sometimes even after. Although after, it's not so much nervousness as crippling self-doubt that what I just did was good or funny, or if it could have been better. Or so I was very kindly telling her that if you actually think that that's ever going to go away, I can attest that for me, it sure as heck hasn't gone away. And I have been in this game for about 10 years, and I know people who've been in the game even a lot longer who still get some nerves. And so, I think that is why I do it, though. I think if I wasn't nervous before I got on stage, then that would probably be an indicator that I need to move on to something else. Because that means I am not growing anymore, and it's lost its risk factor. It's lost its challenge. I just know I'm going to step out on stage and feel nothing, just feel humdrum. Okay, yeah, I'm probably time to move on to something else. So that was interesting. It was interesting to be talking to a comic who's newer, who's looking to me as some sort of mentor, and I'm sitting there going, I don't have an effing clue what I'm doing, or how to make it, or how to be successful. I'm just doing the best I can. Trying to figure it out as I go, and try to figure out the social media game, the marketing game, while also trying to be talented and honing the craft game, and trying to get stage time and opportunities. And I have reached out this week alone. I reached out to a cruise ship booking company, a social media marketing company, and a comedy booker who books the Dry Bar comedy specials, if you've ever seen Dry Bar. And haven't heard back from any of them. So, for the Dry Bar special, so how that all came about was I went to lunch with a buddy of mine on Wednesday who's a stand-up comedian, also very funny, and he's doing very well. And we just started talking about all of the things we're up to. And I've been trying to get a Dry Bar special for about 4 years now. I've had, cannot tell you how many times people will see my stand-up comedy, because for Dry Bar, it's clean comedy. There's no vulgarity. And so I do a lot of clean comedy shows, and I mean, gosh, at least several dozen by now will come up to me, hey, you ever thought about doing Dry Bar? And every time I'm like, yes, I have thought about doing Dry Bar many, many times. I've emailed that booker realistically probably 7 or 8 times. I've only gotten one response from him. The one time he did respond is I emailed him, and he said, we're already booked out for this season. Email me again in August. So I put literally a date on my calendar on August 1st saying call or email Booker. And I did all of that. I didn't hear back. And so, and that was back in August. And so then I'm talking to my buddy and he goes, well, try emailing him again. And he's like, and I'll let him know to look out for the email. I said, great. I go, am I sending him the wrong thing? What I had been sending him is the one time I emailed him, the most recent time I emailed him, I had just filmed my 1 hour comedy special. So I sent him that whole 1 hour special. Now, he usually wants 20 minutes, but my thought was, if I send him an hour, then he knows, oh, this guy can actually exceed my expectations. My buddy said, yeah, that's probably not the way to go because he's not going to watch the whole hour. I'm like, well, he doesn't have to watch the whole hour. He can stop after 20 minutes. But, my buddy said, yeah, why don't you just pick the 20 minutes of jokes that you're definitely going to do on the special? I'm like, actually, that makes a lot of sense. So I recut my comedy special to just be 1 hour. I cut out some of the stuff in the beginning and I just started right with where I wanted to go. It ended. And so I cut all of that and sent him an email specifically with that video. And then the management company that he referred me to books a lot of cruise ships. And so I went to their online submission form and I submitted whatever was on their website. And then I got an email from them saying, hey, thanks for that. The next step is to give us more information. Go ahead and click on this link, which asked for like my reels and my photos, and they said, we try to review everything, but we can't make any guarantees. But if we are interested in moving forward, we'll reach out to you. So I submitted that on Friday. The third person I talked to was a social media company who, again, my buddy recommended. He said, for what you're trying to do social media-wise, he goes, I think this would be a really good company for you to partner with. So I actually Googled the company and they had a phone number and I just called the phone number and one of the owners answered. And we actually had a really great conversation. I really liked his energy. I was testing him with my sense of humor just to see, like, does this guy get me? And we had a really fun conversation. I told him everything I'm up to, and he said, hey, let's do this. Go ahead and send me an email with give me an idea of what you've been doing on social media. And he goes, I really think that, we might be able to help you. And he goes, we worked a lot with comedians. We've made this comedian viral. This comedian went viral. This comedian went viral. And I'm like, yeah, that's great. Does that mean you're going to make me go viral? And how much will it cost? So anyway, so I emailed him everything that he wanted on Thursday and haven't heard back. I'm going, well, that's somebody that I would have expected to hear back because, I'm a prospective client who's going to give the money. The other people, just so you know, in the entertainment industry, if you don't already know this, anybody who has an entertainment opportunity is absolutely slammed with talented people trying to get on their show, especially if there's money involved. So the cruise ship agency that I submitted to, I can't even imagine how many submissions those guys get. It could be hundreds a day if it's not more. Maybe they have a slow day and they get, dozens or so. And who knows, maybe it's not that saturated at certain times or whatever, but I guarantee that if they have an end to the cruise ship industry, because you can actually make money as a performer on cruise ships, their inbox is full of people like me trying to get booked. And so that's just the nature of the beast. And at this point in the game, just statistically, I need them more than they need me, which is not a fun place to be in because I guarantee they've already got a roster full of stand-up comedians who they are trying to get try to get on cruise ships and trying to get booked. So the only way I would even have a chance is if there was something so unique about what I'm offering that they can't get from somebody who's already on their roster, and they feel like if they brought me on, that they would be able to book me right away because they don't make anything unless I book. They only get a percentage. So it does them absolutely no good to bring me on if they don't actually think that they'll be able to place me somewhere on a cruise ship or whatever and get their commission. So, and they've already got a roster of performers and comedians who they're also trying to get those cruise ship spots for. So I totally get it. I'm not mad or bitter about it. It's just the reality of it. And same with the booker for Dry Bar. I cannot imagine how many comedy submissions that guy gets. So, there would have to be something so uniquely funny, which I would like to think there is, but I have to get him to watch the tape and go and have the tape be so compelling that he goes, oh, I would rather book this guy than the other 200 submissions I've gotten recently of people trying to get on a Dry Bar comedy special. So that's the nature of the beast. The social media company, though, I feel like that's a little bit opposite. I feel like, no, I'm offering you guys, I have to pay you guys and agree to pay you money. Whereas the other people, they only, they're kind of paying me money, And so, but I also email them on a Thursday. So, maybe it announced the weekend and you never know. So hopefully I'll hear back from them. I'm really curious to just see what their proposal is and what they think about what I'm doing. And, if they actually feel strongly that they can help move the needle on my social media game. So that is all of the things that I'm up to and thinking about as I just continue to navigate this crazy journey that I'm on, the ups and downs. Yeah, I'll tell you, so much I think of this game of going for dreams is it's really just a war of attrition. Really just a war of sticking it out. And I think I've said this before, there really is no such thing as winning. There's only being in the game or quitting the game, and anything else is illusion. Or delusion, maybe. So, I'm still in the game. I don't know what else to say about it other than that. It's discouraging right now. I'm with all of the cool things that are happening. I'm still pushing so hard to get what I view my dream as, which is actually being a draw. That enough people in this world, and I don't need a ton of them, just enough people in this world who are fans of me, who are willing to buy tickets to see me, and it has to be strangers. So to be a draw to strangers, to where, it's like Chapel Hart, they're from Mississippi, I think, and they're touring, but they show up in Mesa, Arizona, and got a sold out audience of people who want to see them perform. Bunch of strangers, until I can, myself go to Mississippi and show up at some venue there and have a bunch of strangers buy tickets to see me in a different state. That really is the dream. That would be a dream come true for me, to have amassed that much, at least that much of a following and that much fame to be able to do that. Because I'll tell you, without that, as much fun as I'm having, and I love doing the casino shows, and I love doing, feature work here, and, we'd be getting a headlining gig here for all of these, kind of more like independently produced shows. My dreams are more ambitious than that. And I don't know how to get there. I don't know what the path is. But I'm trying. I am trying to figure it out, trying to have faith, trying to hope that it actually is possible for me from where I'm at, that I'm not too old, that I didn't blow my chance when I was younger. And, because I wasn't going for it when I was younger. I didn't know that this is what I wanted to do when I was younger. I was trying to do and be something totally different. And I didn't even know that I didn't want that, and this is what I wanted until I got here. And here I am, going for it, trying to figure out all of the nuances and stay encouraged and fight through the dark times and the discouragement and all of the doubt and the self-doubt and the who do I think I am and the what am I doing with my life, all of that. That is the game. That's what I'm in the middle of. So we'll see, my friends. We will see. And let's go ahead and just stay on this journey together. Keep on moving forward. Just don't quit. That's all I got. Just war of attrition, man. Just, can you last? Can you last long enough to where the opportunity that is available to you if you don't quit will be able to manifest? That life-changing opportunity for Chapel Hart, it was golden buzzer on America's Got Talent, and that was a huge turning point. I don't know what my golden buzzer is. I don't know. I hope there's one out there for me, and I hope there's one out there for you too. All right, my friends, so let's keep at it. Let's keep moving forward. I am hopeful that the interview with Chapel Hart will happen tomorrow, and you'll be able to introduce them. They are so great, such fantastic human beings, and I think you'll get a kick out of them. So I will plan on talking tomorrow. I love you all so much. This is February 17th, 2024, episode 80 of the Paul Green Comedy PaulCast. I'll talk to you all tomorrow.